Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name's Liz and this is Let's Get Lizical, where we do everything card making. And today I'm going to be showing you my submission for my hashtag Holiday Card Hijinks 2024. And the prompt for this month was Let It Snow. I did have another card videotaped before this one, but I didn't end up liking it that much, so I decided to do it over. But what I'm doing is I'm kind of making a mock shaker, I guess. I'm going to be constructing this as I would a shaker card, but I'm actually not going to be adding shaker bits. The first one I made it into a flat shaker because I bought these poly bags off of Temu. You can probably get them on Amazon as well, but they're just little poly bags to put treats in. They had like little white dots all over them that were kind of sporadic. So I thought that they would be pretty cool for making like shaker cards. The bags are a bit smaller, so they won't cover a full A2 sized card base, but I think it does do like 3 3/4 by like, you could probably go to the full 5.5 in the length, but you could do like a 3 3/4 by 5 or something like that, which I think is what I did for the other card. But anyway, for the background, I'm using this glitter cardstock that I got from Dollarama. I think you get like 3 sheets for like $1.50 or something like that. And they have them in multiple colors. They actually had a really nice teal, silver, red, gold. And so I snatched up a package of every color. I love the silver one, especially for holiday cards. But today I'm going to be using the blue because I wanted to use it as a background. And I cut it slightly smaller than an A2 size card just so you don't see it on the edges once I put my frame on. I made a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch frame, and then I used a nesting die that was, I believe, a 1/2 inch around smaller, from scrapbook.com, just to give it a thick frame. And I'm going to be using my Michael's Recollections foam tape here, and it just fits in this because it's about 1/2 inch wide as well. So that's why my head gets in the way, because I'm just trying to line it up so you don't see it on the inside of the card. Again, I'm not going to be filling this with shaker bits. I'm just giving it that little bit of dimension, and then all my images will go on top of this, which you'll see here in a bit. I'm also going to do the double sticky technique that Kate uses, just because I find that the double-sided tape, especially the foam tapes, tend to dry out over time. So if I have this sitting in my stash until Christmas, or like even until next year if nobody picks this one up, that tape could just dry out and peel off. And it peels off the cardstock pretty easily because it's very difficult to adhere things to glitter cardstock, so it's always best to use a bit of liquid glue anyway, just so it gets into those little crevices. This cardstock is actually non-shed. It's great. It's like for a dollar store item, like I love it. It's non-shed. It's not like textured really. Like it does have a bit of grit to it, but like not that like chunky glitter feeling. It is fairly smooth, which is why I like buying this cardstock. So hopefully the dollar store continues to carry it and I could stock up on it when I see it, even though I don't need to. I have like a whole 12 by 12 container full of glitter cardstocks. So I probably don't need any more, even if I do only get 3 sheets of each. So I probably shouldn't, but I might. So we'll just jump into the coloring. I had a whole bunch of images left over from a workshop that I did at my office at Christmas time, and I wanted to use up some of these. It saved me time on cutting and stamping, so I'm just gonna color this image and not worry about re-stamping it like I normally do. If it was a different image, I might have just started over, because y'all know how I love to double stamp after, like I'll stamp color and then stamp again just to bring back those lines. But because this is a snowman and I'm not adding a ton of color, it's really just the scarf and the heart and the mittens, and just a little bit of color on his body. I didn't mind so much because I'm not going to be bleeding out that black as much with the alcohol markers, so this time we'll just leave it. So I'm just gonna blend out the color a little bit and then add little cute cheeks and then blend those out as well, because they are pretty like hot pink. So just using your colorless blender on top just helps soften that color. And then I decided that I didn't want this guy standing in the middle of the card floating in the middle of nowhere. So I'm gonna take some glitter white cardstock from Simon Says Stamp. It's kind of got like an iridescent glitter to it. And I'm just gonna cut a hill out of it. I just used my big roll of foam tape as a guide. I didn't want to like pull out any dies or anything. I don't think I have a smooth hill die anyway. So just use what you have around your office or craft space. Like I said, like I used just the roll of tape as a guide. So that's something you could do as well. Or you could use like a compass if you have one of those. I also have one of those, but don't need to drag that out. So I just grabbed whatever was close. You could freehand it if you want. And then just cut it out with a pair of scissors. It's quick, it's easy. And then you don't need to be buying any extra things. And then I'll just use my scissors to cut off the bottom. I added a little bit of glue behind the hill there just to help adhere it down. And then I will add a little bit of foam tape for the snowman just for a little bit of extra dimension before I sit and futz with the sentiment. So I end up stamping the sentiment out and then playing around with it. Didn't like it, so I ended up stamping it again and just placing it differently. I'm gonna play with this for a bit, so I think I'll just play some music. I just wanted to leave some in here just to like show the process, because not everything's perfect, not everything works out the way you want it to, and sometimes, you know, you have to do it twice, which is fine. So here I am for round 2. This time I decided to pull out my quick strips dies from Mama Elephant. I thought I could use it as like a sentiment strip cutter, which ended up working out a lot better than trying to cut it out with my other cutting tools. So I might do this in the future where I just cut a bunch of strips and have them ready. These are actually pretty handy for that, and it's just something quick to do. I think I used to have some sentiment dies, but I don't use them that often, so I think I ended up getting rid of them. But these work just as well. So after this, I'm just going to add some stripes to the scarf using an acrylic marker I got off of Temu. It's not the best quality, obviously, we all know, but so I ended up getting some Poscas from Amazon, and I absolutely love those. You'll probably see them in a future video. I just find that my jelly roll markers are not working as well, and I'm having a really hard time getting them to work sometimes. So the acrylic paint markers just work a bit better. But that's our card for today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below and let me know what your thoughts are. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be doing a giveaway at 500 subscribers, and we're getting there, so I'll be doing it soon. Thanks again for joining me, guys, and until next time, bye!